Investing remotely, what are the challenges with doing that? I know when I got started investing remotely, having to find the people to do everything that we needed to get done was a real challenge, but it's a lot easier today. And that's what we're going to be talking about today on the Sub2 Deals Show. Hey, Sub-Tours, welcome to this episode of the Sub2 Deals Show, where we talk about all things subject to. Now, occasionally we'll talk about other real estate investing topics, but it's always something to help you with your real estate investing business. If you guys are listening to us on Apple or Stitcher or any of those other podcast audio mediums out there, we'd love to have you come check us out on our YouTube channel. You can do that at sub2tv.com. We release podcast episodes frequently. We also release a lot of other videos that are just educational, help you out with your real estate investing. And hey, the best part, they're absolutely free. So go check us out over there and subscribe if you would. Just letting you guys know, our JVP program that we haven't been doing for about 3 years, we're going to open that back up this year, probably sometime this summer. So if you're stuck, if you're having a hard time getting started, if you want somebody to walk through your deals with you, be looking for that. We've worked with dozens of JVP partners in the past, bought a lot of properties, and we'd love to work with you. So be on the lookout for that. Guys, let's talk about remote investing. Well, I got started, I like to say, it's like that country song. I got started remote investing when remote investing wasn't cool. I moved out of the country in 2010, and I couldn't just drive over to meet with a seller anymore. I live thousands of miles away. So I had to find a different way to do things, and I started buying houses in the U.S., and I lived out of the country. And did that for, 10 years. I'll tell you, all the houses that I bought during that period of time, I never saw them, never touched them. I had to get people to do things for me. And that was a big challenge during that time. Every new market that I went into, I'd have to find somebody to go take pictures. I'd have to find somebody to show the house, somebody to change the locks, cut the grass, do all the things that needed to be done, but I wasn't there to actually manage. Well, things are a lot different today. And I was recently introduced to a gentleman that has a service that can do all of those things for you. I was amazed. And I said, man, I've got to have that gentleman on here. So we're lucky to have him on here today. He's going to come in and talk about what his business does and how he can help you. So Mr. Steve Cohen, welcome to the Sub2 Deals Show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. This is going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, it's great. I'll tell you, I know when I found you, I contacted you and I said, listen, I need to talk to you about what you do, because a lot of our students invest remotely. Man, this is an amazing service. Tell us all about you and about Investor Bootz.
Investor Bootz, man, nationwide boots on the ground. What can be better than that? The biggest bottleneck in the real estate investing game. So my name is Steve Cohen. I'm the owner of Investor Bootz, and I actually started this company when I was looking to become a wholesaler myself. I absolutely loved the business model, and at the time I was setting up my team, and I just had handpicked the best people possible to be on my team. And it just came down to the old cliche, you're only as good as your weakest link. And what happened was I was finding out I had the best acquisitions people, dispo people, transaction coordinators, CPA, attorney, bookkeeper, you name it. Everybody on my team that was just awesome. And then it came down to this random person we were having to send out into the field to go handle these remote jobs that we needed done. And it was just insanity to me. I couldn't believe it. So I made some calls, and I was just trying to find out. I was new in the industry. This was about 3 years ago. I was trying to find out what people were doing to get this done. And I just happened to pick up the phone, and I found this guy whose business, he had a similar business model, but he was located in one state. He had the whole state covered for boots on the ground. And I called him up, and I told him, hey, look, I want to use you. And he said to me, I went out of business. I'm sorry, man, we're out of business. Wow. And about an hour later, my phone rings again, and he goes, look, I really like you. I was telling him I had a new son. I'm a new investor. He's like, I want to hand off my database to you of my field agents. And as long as you promise to keep business coming their way, pay them fast and pay them well. And I said, absolutely. And that's how I transitioned from being an active investor into creating this business, Investor Bootz, where we'd be able to provide nationwide boots on the ground.
Yeah, amazing. I'll tell you, Steve, I was so impressed when I went to your website and all of the services that you offer. I mean, and I could just read them. I mean, anything from photos to locksmith service, notarizations. I mean, I think of all the people that I had to try to find way back when, whether it was a notary to go notarize stuff, whether it was either an agent or a mortgage field inspector to go take photos or put on a lockbox. But this is just a one-stop shop here. And I'll tell you something that was really impressive with me. And I love the way it's worded, the wellness check. And as I dug a little deeper into that, the way it was explained to me was, if you're under contract with a seller and they ghost you, then you have somebody that goes by, stops by, knocks on the door, and makes contact that way. So I mean, that was genius.
It's awesome. It comes in so handy. I mean, our clients will get creative. They'll ask us to throw $50 in the envelope, and with a note, they can handwrite a note, upload it to our portal. Our field agents download it, print it out, and post it on the door.
Right.
So they get really creative with all these services. But yeah, it's a great way to get in touch with somebody and hand off your current contact information. Maybe they lost it, maybe they misplaced it, and also just have somebody show up as a representative of your company to their home and pass off your info.
You bet. Banded sign placement, document recording services. You guys can actually go to the courthouse, record deeds, record documents, whatever needs to be done. Lawn services, my gosh. I mean, just the list is endless. So, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, you guys can take care of a lot of these things. Tell me something. Now, if I call you up today, I'm a new investor and I want specific photos taken, will your agents operate off of my list, or do they have their own list that they do? Or how customizable is this?
It's pretty customizable. Look, at the end of the day, we're happy to go off your list. But the bottom line is we do thousands of these transactions a month.
Right.
That our instruction sheet is so dialed in at this point. We're changing it almost monthly. When something happens that we don't want to have happen again, it gets revised. And so we're constantly tweaking it. We're constantly improving it. And so it's so clear cut as to what is expected of our field agents, including photo samples, that typically once our clients see the results they get, they don't even want to use theirs anymore. Now, what they will do is maybe some clients will say, hey, we'd like to get photos to the left of the property and to the right of the property, or just give us a couple extra special instructions there. But for the most part, after our clients see the result and use our instructions, they're very happy with it.
Right. Yeah, I believe it. So how easy? I mean, I know when we talked before, you said you have a portal that the investors go, they set up an account. It sounds very easy, pretty seamless, really, for them to set up. If, like, let's say that I get a deal under contract today and I need your services, how fast can I be working with you?
We're same day fast. All right. For our in-house services, all of the stuff our field agents handle, which are going to be your photos, lock boxes, showings, room measurements, 2D floor plans, courier service. Sometimes the seller might live an hour away and we need to drive the key down to the property to place it in the lockbox. Document recordings, all of these in-house services we provide, we're able to do same day on a nationwide scale. Mm-hmm. We also offer up professional services that you mentioned. This is going to be lawn service, locksmith, maid service, clean out, junk removal, licensed home inspections, rehab estimates. All of these take slightly longer to get scheduled because sometimes these pros already have their schedules booked out in the area. But that's one of the benefits of using our services, that you're not having to spend time locating, vetting, hiring, and scheduling all these pros. Mm-hmm. All the work is done on the back end with my scheduling team. Again, to just free up as much time as possible for our clients so they can be on the phone handling the critical stuff.
Right. I have to ask this because I know this is what, people that listen will ask me. how are you guys as far as backup goes? Because when you know this as well as I do, when you rely on a service to get something done for you, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to count on that service getting done. So if I've got something scheduled for tomorrow, what are the chances that I'm going to hear, oh, we can't get to that today? It's going to be a couple more days.
It's very rare. I mean, my database right now is sitting at about 320 to 330,000 field agents across the country. So I've never had to turn anybody down for service. And having that amount of time to get something set up, it would be very rare for us not to be able to accommodate you. Yeah.
I know I saw that on your website that you guys had 300, I think it was 340,000 agents.
Yeah, it could be up to
list. That was amazing. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of people. And you guys cover, now correct me if I'm wrong, y'all cover every state in the United States. It's not service areas. It doesn't matter if it's in Podunk, Iowa. You guys have somebody that can go out and take care of it.
Yeah, I'm the mayor of Podunk, Iowa. And like I said, I have never turned anybody down for service. Now, we did a document recording the other day. I think the population of the town was about 60 people. So typically we like to have somebody assigned to an order within 20 minutes.
Right.
Of course, due to the remoteness of this order, it took about an hour to get it assigned. We sent somebody in from a neighboring city. But again, I've never turned anybody down for business anywhere nationwide.
Right. Just with the vast amount of services that you have, I could see, I mean, this isn't necessarily just for remote investors. I mean, if you are doing stuff locally and you just want a one stop for somebody that can handle everything, I mean, you could be the guy to call to do that.
Yeah. The way I look at it, look, if you're an investor in this space right now, you're most likely operating, well, not most likely, you're operating your business with a screwdriver. Okay, a manual crank screwdriver. And Investor Bootz shows up to town, and we have the ultimate platinum titanium deluxe power drill. Okay, we have every drill bit imaginable, and we probably even have some drill bits you never thought about using before.
Right.
And that's really what we want to be able to help you guys do, is realize that you can handle all of this stuff under one roof and get all of this stuff scheduled under one roof. Free up as much of your time possible so that you're not wasting time with vendors and contractors over the phone. Like I said, locating, hiring, scheduling, and vetting them. We want to free up as much of your time as possible and be able to handle all of these services under one roof.
Right. Yeah, that's great. So let me ask you this. Are there price variations if I'm working in Florida and I pick up a contract on a house in Washington? Are the prices pretty consistent, or can they vary from state to state?
So the prices are consistent. I offer flat fees nationwide for all of the in-house services we provide. Right. All of those that I mentioned earlier. When it comes to our pro services, locksmith, maid, clean out, junk removal, all of those are obviously going to be contingent upon the amount of work that has to be done.
You bet.
So we send it out to all of our pro vendors in the area. We get about 4 or 5 quotes. We send our clients back the lowest quote. And if they're happy with it, we see the project through from start to finish for them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. So, well, I mean, tell us more about you guys. You have your list here on your website of all the services that you do. I was thinking when I was looking at it, man, if y'all just did contractor services, then all any investor would need would be a buyer and a seller.
Yeah, no, we're transitioning there. We're doing rehab estimates now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're able to go out and get rehab estimates. But yeah, we're looking at definitely adding, we've already been doing it, adding contractors to our database. For us at Investor Bootz, the bottom line is we want to be able to give our clients a competitive advantage. Mm-hmm. We look at ourselves as the secret weapon for real estate success. That's what we always say. We're the cheat code to real estate success. Mm-hmm. And what we want to do is we want to be able to have our clients separate themselves from all the competition out there. So how we do that is we're arming our clients with as many assets as possible. We bundle our services. So our clients are listing their properties with photos, room measurements, 2D floor plans, and walkthrough videos. All right, less than 3% of people listing their properties have that many assets. Right. So they're getting higher offers, more bids. Their buyers are able to make confident decisions, without having to step foot into these properties. And that's really what we're trying to do here, is change the game on that level give them as many assets as possible to help their buyers make confident decisions. And again, help them get higher offers and more bids.
Right. I didn't see this on your website, but do you also have a network of real estate agents if somebody had a need for that?
There is. So we have a filter that we're able to do on the back end of our scheduling portal. It's very few and far in between. I mean, typically our clients like the real estate agents to stay away from these deals. That's how we're able to filter them out. Excuse me. But yes, if there is a need for it for whatever reason, if somebody prefers to have an agent go out and take the photos or whatever that need is, we do have a filter on the back end of our system where we can filter them out in those locations.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So now Jody and I, everything we do now is locally. I mean, this actually makes me almost get excited about the prospect of doing something remote again. But gosh, I'll tell you, the danger of getting old is you lose your train of thought so quickly.
No, one of the things we do is, because you are local, we want to help our clients break into new markets. So many investors, they get comfortable in their backyard, their city, their county, maybe their state, because they know people, they feel comfortable. We want to help our clients shatter that geographical limitation.
Sure.
We want it, if they want to be nationwide and boots on the ground is holding them back, those days are over. We can guarantee you trustworthy and reliable boots on the ground anywhere in the country. And that's really what we want to do, is help people break into new markets. And that's typically the life cycle of our clients. We'll see them go to the next state over, break into a few extra states now that they have a nationwide resource for boots on the ground.
Right. So your portal that you have, like, let's say that I get a house under contract and I'm sitting at my desk at 2 a.m. Can I log in, go in there, order my services, or do I have to actually call during business hours? I mean, how simple is this process to order services from you guys?
It's very simple. I'd be happy to show you what it looks like to place an order. We're open 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. As a client, you get after hours contact information, support information via email, phone. Once you start working with us, you'll get my scheduler's cell phone number, so you can text them here and there for issues that come up, questions, concerns. But basically, our portal is available 24/7. You can place an order any time of day. If we catch it outside of business hours, it's going to get fulfilled first thing the next morning.
Sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if you place one after hours and somebody's sitting around and gets it assigned and starts working on it after hours. But yeah, you're able to place an order really 24/7 around the clock as the need comes up.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and it's totally free to set up an account, and you pay as you use whatever services. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. So you were gonna through your link, I believe it was going to be Sub2 Boots. We're going to make it so there's no monthly fees for anybody, no sign up fees, nothing like that. You'd be able to sign up through Sub2 Boots. Everybody that signs up through this link is going to get discounted pricing coming from your community for all of our services. Yeah,
I was going to mention that to everybody that you guys were kind enough to offer a discount to our community. So you just have to use our link at Sub2 Boots. That's SUB2BOOTS.com. And that'll take you right there where you can sign up, get yourself in that portal, and start using those services. So we really appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great. And like I said, everybody that does sign up from the link will get access to the discounted pricing. Start getting tracked in our CRM, so it automatically populates their client dashboard with the reduced fees for all the services.
Okay, awesome. Well, Steve, any last things you want to tell us about Investor Bootz and what you guys can do for all these remote investors out here?
No more going on Google, Craigslist, Thumbtack, Yelp. No more going into Facebook message boards asking, hey, who's got boots on the ground in Podunk, Iowa? No more calling up local realtors, asking them for favors, going out and getting photos and taking a huge percentage of your assignment fees. Yep. Those days are over. We've completely streamlined and simplified the process. We've revolutionized getting nationwide boots on the ground for real estate investors. And we're looking forward to being of service. We're looking forward to being your secret weapon for winning deals, giving you the speed you need to succeed. As you all know, listening to this podcast, every second counts.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. And we're able to give you speed as an advantage.
That's for sure. I'm telling you, I got started 25 years ago. I bought my first investment property in 1999, and the landscape has changed tremendously with what's going on out there. And I'm telling you, there are 3 investors for every man, woman, and child.
Oh man, you can't afford to be slow in this business.
That's right.
We're going to make sure you're always ahead of the competition so you can close faster, scale bigger, dominate in any market. But yeah, it's competitive out there, man. It is cutthroat.
Ron LeGrand said when I got started, I heard him say, you can't steal in slow motion. And having a tool like this at your disposal will really, really, you just talking about all those things, having to get on Google looking for a notary. Then you got to try to find somebody to go change locks. Then you got to go find a real estate agent. Then you got to find somebody to cut the grass so you can see the house. And all of those things, it's one stop, guys.
It's one stop. And look, if you're a investor in Phoenix, Arizona, talking to a seller in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who do you think is going to get that deal? The investor in Tulsa over the phone, or the guy using Investor Bootz who can have boots out on the ground in same day in Tulsa, Oklahoma? You know what I mean? There's a huge advantage of just having somebody show up same day, be a representative of you, get your photos, get your access, your document, whatever you need done.
Yep, for sure. So guys, get over there, Sub2 Bootz, SUB2 BOOTS.com. Get over there, get signed up. Your account's totally free, and give these guys a shot. Let them go out and change your locks for you, or go out and put out bandit signs for you, or whatever you need on that next property. All right, Steve, thanks so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it. That's incredible information and very valuable services that you guys provide. So,
thank you so much for having me. My whole team is looking forward to being of service to your community. We can't wait to meet you guys, learn about your businesses, and like I said, just be of service to all of you.
All right, that's great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, guys, that is it for this episode of the Sub2 Deals Show. Again, if you're listening to our podcast, get over to YouTube and sign up, subscribe, and watch our videos. Look at our smiling faces and watch all of our videos and our podcast at that location. And remember, check out Steve's company. You can go to our link at sub2boots.com. That'll get you a discount on his services. Before we get out of here, I'm going to share one more thing with you guys. I've been talking about doing this for 6 years, and we finally did it. And we're going to launch my new book in about 2 weeks. So you guys be looking for that. We're going to have some bonuses for everybody that buys it during the launch period. So y'all go get ready for that. And we'll be talking more about that on Facebook and, of course, here and on our podcast. Check your email. If you're not signed up for our email, make sure you do that. We'll be telling you more about it. I promise you, I read a lot of books. I read a lot of real estate books. And this book is 177 pages of no fluff how to do what I've been doing for, 25 years. And I guarantee you that book alone right there will get you out buying houses. So you guys go check it out. So until our next episode, you guys get out there, talk to some sellers, buy some houses.